The old woman casually tossed a still-lit cigarette into the sewer. The next second it caused an explosion. Her beloved grandson happened to be walking by. He was quickly rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. The woman rushed to the scene as soon as she heard the news, but the boy's injuries were so severe. Only the hospital director, who was currently on leave, could handle such a difficult surgery. And when she heard his name, she realized he was her husband in name. The woman immediately called him, but the man was with the scheming woman at the time. 5 years ago, he had married the woman for a promotion, but the scheming woman had already given birth to his son, so he claimed he was infertile, and begged the woman to adopt the child, promising he'd never see the scheming woman again. The woman believed him, and raised the child as her own. But once the man became successful, he kept in touch with the scheming woman. They were even plotting to transfer the woman's assets, so she'd leave the marriage with nothing after the divorce. When he saw the woman's call, he not only refused to return to the hospital, but coldly said the boy's life had nothing to do with him. Meanwhile, the boy's condition was rapidly declining, and the on-duty doctor had to perform the surgery himself. The boy was actually the child of the man and the scheming woman, but the clueless couple had even bought Disney tickets, planning to go on a family trip when the boy's vacation started. Outside the operating room, the woman received a notification that the man had used her card to book a luxury family trip. She even saw his post showing off a custom diamond ring for the scheming woman. Thinking about the boy who was on the verge of death, the furious woman unlinked her card from his phone. The man immediately got a notification that his access was revoked. He angrily called the woman, accusing her of being insane, and insisted the boy wasn't his concern. He didn't believe a word she said. He had personally dropped the boy off at school that morning. He thought this was just her trick to get him to save her own son. Then he hung up furiously. The scheming woman added fuel to the fire, accusing the woman of trying to tie the man down, and drag them both down with her. Right then, the scheming woman got a call from the hospital. Her mother had been injured in the explosion, and needed emergency surgery, and only the man could perform it. Not wanting her to worry, the man agreed to go back to the hospital for the operation. As they arrived, the doctor came out and announced that the boy didn't survive. The woman collapsed in tears. The other two watched coldly, even secretly feeling relieved that there'd be one less person to share the inheritance. The man rushed to operate on the scheming woman's mother. A short while later, law enforcement asked the woman to come identify the person responsible for the explosion. As she arrived at the door, she saw the man and the scheming woman cuddling after the surgery. Hearing their conversation, she finally realized the person who caused the explosion was the scheming woman's mother. Heartbroken and furious, the woman tried to charge at the scheming woman, but the scheming woman smugly said it was better the woman's son died. It would make things easier to handle. Then she pulled out a prepared forgiveness letter and asked the woman to sign it, but the woman tore it up without hesitation, her eyes full of determination as she said, if they wouldn't seek justice for the boy, then she would do it herself.